In the words of Brandon Sanderson, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, it's his favorite secret project, and mine as well. Easily a 4.5 star reads. It is a fantastic. I loved it beginning to end. The book dropped at 8 a.m. Spanish time, and by 8 p.m. Spanish time, I got it done. I couldn't stop reading. It was mesmerizing, it is charming, it is whimsical. So let's deep dive and see the 6 reasons why I think this is going to be also one of your favorite reads of this year. And let's start with the Cosmere references. Now, this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm not going to go into those details, but just know that it's a story that talks a lot about investiture, about the spiritual world, and there's a lot, therefore, of real magic theory, which I happen to really love. Throughout the different Cosmere books, we've got to know a little bit more about the material, the cognitive, and this is the book that will get us more information about the spiritual realm. Also, it really starts with a bang, because in the first chapters we will get to know that there's another shard, the 15 shard that we know right now, called virtuosity in this world. Now, that implies that there's only one shard remaining that we don't know about, which almost seems as the ending of an era in which we already know almost everything around Adonaltium and the different shards. However, this is not a book where we will get to know a lot of background around virtuosity. We will just get to know in the first chapters that she splintered herself, and as a result in this world we have a lot of art, and that's it. We won't get more, but just having that was so great. It was so fascinating. The second reason why I really loved this book, it's because the narration, the pace, the references. For this story, Sanderson took different sources, all of them around the Japanese culture, the anime, the manga, and in one hand we will see the importance of having fantastical jobs taken from Final Fantasy X. In this story, Brandon wanted to explore a little bit more the importance of these characters having a job that is magical and how those different jobs relates to art. There's another reference from the manga Ikaru no Go, from which Sanderson took the idea of having a ghostly teacher that helps a character perform that job, and that's something that you will see here, as well as the swapping places that we get from Your Name, the anime. And all of this together makes it for the perfect standalone. It is narrated also from the perspective of Hoyt, same as Tress of the Emerald Sea, but this time he's taking a tone that it's not as whimsical and it's a little bit more dark, although it still keeps this almost fairy tale-esque vibe a little bit, in the sense that the story it's told in a way that feels beautiful but way more dark and realistic. And the last thing here that it's a statement in itself, it's the art. The artist Aliyah Chen just knocked it out of the park. It is outstandingly beautiful what she has done with this story. Yes, the art that we got in Secret Project number 2 was great, but this one, it was breathtaking. It actually took this story to another level. I was really waiting for these images to pop in the pages. It really gave me that something that my imagination needed in order to put together these pieces for this story to be truly unique and beautiful. And now, if we go to the reason number 3, we have the world building, and this probably is the coolest setting that I've seen in any Sanderson novel so far. It is so amazing. Imagine a world that it's complete darkness, and the only thing to light it up, it's 2 neon lights. One of it it's purple and another one it's bright blue, and these lines go throughout the city, throughout the different buildings, and it's whatever it's making these people live. This is also an energy line. How great that idea is. It felt very vivid in my mind, and I just couldn't stop picturing these different characters moving through the city and being reflected by these neon lights. In the other hand, we will have a world that has a bright sun, same as ours, but the trees fly. It has more of a Korean element in here. And these 2 worlds are not only different because of the setting, but also the magic that resides in this dark world. The nightmares exist and they come and feed from the people, and in the other, the spirits exist, and we'll have this character that is able to talk with them. And how great this premise is and this world, it just... And let's go to the next reason why I loved it, and it's the proper story, the plot, the premise. It is so Sanderson, it is so unique, so creative. we will have this dual perspective point of view in which in one hand we will have Painter. He lives in this world surrounded by darkness and neon lights, and the nightmares come to life and they are able to feed on people. Therefore, the role has emerged of these magical painters that are able to capture the essence of the nightmare and ensure that it disappears. It is a very dangerous work, and it's also very related to art. And in the other hand, we will have Yumi, and she has been chosen since birth to be able to serve the spirits, and she has needed to master this art of stacking different rocks in order to talk with the spirits, and then those spirits have a key role in the society because they are able to transform themselves into things that really help people, such as lights, things like that. However, it seems that the spirit world is in danger and they are asking Yumi for their help. She agrees, and the next thing that she knows is that she is linked with Painter, and we will follow then the story of these two worlds as they are linked. When we are in Painter's world, we will have Yumi, and he will need to teach her how to do his job. What does it imply to paint? And when we are in Yumi's, then we will have Painter taking place of this chosen role and how he will also need to learn her art. It is beautiful. It is not a story full of action and fast-paced scenes, but rather a very character-driven story where we will mainly get the dynamic between these two characters, which takes me to the reason number 5, which is the characters. They are extremely relatable. They have something that really made me feel fuzzy inside. I feel that Sanderson has managed to describe social anxiety real good, the pressure of not being enough. It has way more romance than you can expect in a Sanderson book, although it is of course not steamy, or it's not really the focus of the story, but the dynamic and how these characters will progressively get to know each other even more. It was very sweet, but also very sad. And it gets me to the last reason why I think this will be a great book also for you, which is we finally have a Sunderland ending. It is great. You won't be able to take your mind away for those pages. I felt that in Secret Project 1 and 2 we did not have that Sanderson vibe as much as we did with this one. So having it here, it was something that just gave me everything. One of my favorite reads of this year, no doubt. However, this book also has some flaws. The main one is that we will need Hoyt to explain what is happening by the end of the book, which I think it's not something very Sanderson, and the fact that he needed to explain really in a chapter what is happening explains a little bit that it's not really something very easy to follow at times, especially when the story unfolds and the twists, the turns, everything. You will get the facts explained, which I appreciated, but at the same time it made me feel a little bit weird that I wasn't able to pick everything up and that I needed that extra explanation. Also, there's a little bit of discussion around the ending right now in Reddit. People that loved it, people that wanted another ending. Particularly, I am very happy with how everything was wrapped up, but it made it for a little bit of a predictable arc for the characters at times, which it's fine. I still really, really loved it. Now let's go very quickly to some spoiler Cosmere references. So don't go here if you haven't read Stormlight, at least for Rhythm of War. Please do not come here. But if you have and you want to be able to pick up more of the story, this is not a spoiler for the book itself, more of those references. In one hand, we will have Design, and Design is this Spren that in Oathbringer it's bonded with Hoyt. So yay, we got her here, we got them both here, and I thought it was really great to see them again. The second thing that I wanted to mention is that Hoyt mentioned how he loses his memories, which I think it's a reference for, again, the end of Rhythm of War with Tarabenjan messing a little bit with Hoyt's memories. It is not something that if you haven't read Rhythm of War will, be weird for you, but nonetheless was this Easter egg that I always adore reading while getting into any Sanderson novel as of now. And the last thing that personally was like goosebumps is that there's a scene where they're describing the investiture that it's in this world, and they talk about the investiture level as in Elantris, and all of that was like so perfect. So I just adored it so much. Now let me know down below how all of this sounds, and if you want to get ready to read it and really understand the different realms, I will link here a video where I go through the different Cosmere references, also the realmatic theory, so hopefully you can be more prepared.